story of the one. As a lineman, it's his job.
Hey, it's Aris. Yo. Alright, well, I managed to start stream, so that's good. Been having difficulty with that for the past few streams. I was, well, actually, no, Rap was gonna do the last stream, but like the last few stream times I've done have just been kind of like a lot of worrying and stumbling around. How have you Hey, 8-bit. Went to stream today, but I could not be fucked. Yeah, I didn't want to miss another day for a persisting problem. I think we're probably not getting enough rest. Like that may be indicated, or maybe indicated by the fact that, like, over the past week we've probably spent 2 of those days sleeping 16 hours. Also, Rose has been doing a lot of things to and for us, and like, she seems to have an incredible amount of energy, but we're all kind of worried that she's pushing it. She just tells us to try not to worry and let her handle it, and we're trying to. It's causing a lot less friction for us to do that, but at the same time, it's still like present in the back of her mind. I think I need to find some, like, thing to do a bigger project with. I've been thinking about CDDA, and try to use that as, like, role-playing practice. Since we got into Elend quite heavily, and we're probably gonna play more of that as well. But Elend's like, it's simple enough to make us want, or it's simple enough for us to like continue playing easily, but also it's like doing it so much has probably helped is gonna help us ease into playing CDDA, because CDDA is a lot more complicated and kind of obtuse with its controls. It's more roguelike-y in its controls than Elend. It's funny, Raph's been having a lot easier time streaming than I have. And she was thinking she'd be more of the off streamer, but she's been taking over more and more, which is good. I mean, well, it's good that she's able to. Not so good that I'm finding it harder to. Oh, here comes the Simp Lord. I guess I can talk about the weekend, and I'm gonna take a hit. You can still do it, I'm just gonna call you a simp for it. Why not? Why not laugh at it? Aren't you doing it for that reason? Or are you doing it more genuinely now? Is this the shift? That slight bit of defensiveness a sign that you finally accepted it? Or finally starting to accept it? I feel like when you say SMH, like half the time it's you don't know how to respond, and half the time it's I hit it spot on. Let's head out. Okie dokie. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your day goes well. Yeah, I'd like to I've been thinking about getting back into RuneScape, to be honest. But I need a strong, like, account goal to do that. It's just one of those games where if I don't have any goal, I'm just gonna flounder around not really doing anything. And then I'll get really bored of it. Drafted into a competitive match. Expect to have cancer by the end of the night. Oh, have fun. Yeah, doing a CDDA game would also be something I'm interested in. I've been thinking more about challenge runny stuff as well. But but I can't really think of anything to do it in apart from Terraria, which I don't think I want to play. I don't want to play anymore. I've been doing that irritating thing of like just staring at my Steam list and running down it and then going back to the top and running down it again. And I found out how much my paycheck is gonna be, just short of 480. Well, shit, first money, yo. Oh, I love Terraria. I mean, Older has played a huge amount of it, and I don't think her burnout. I'm pretty sure her burnout has just transferred to all of us. Like we just have too much of it. We've had too much of it. No idea what I'll be doing with said money. Well, you should spend a little bit of it on yourself if you can. You know, reinforce the fact that having money is good. And as a reward for getting it. Been looking around for MMOs as well. Just nothing seems interesting. It might just be like, I'm thinking maybe that's just overstimulation. Like, I've been pretty bored recently, and a lot of the time that's just a sign that like me or all of us have been doing too much, and we've definitely been doing a lot. And watching a lot of anime, which we shouldn't be fucking watching like 10 episodes of anime a day, even if we don't have a huge amount of stuff to do. It's better to just lay down and zone out rather than zone out on anime. It's not exactly like it. Our brain's just getting acclimated to that dopamine level now, so it's harder to remain unbored. When I used to be able to watch more than like 3 episodes of an anime at a time, we go into binge mode occasionally, and we kind of cycle through different sorts of things. So like, we've been watching a lot of anime, we're probably gonna cycle to YouTube videos soon, but really we should cycle to fucking resting. Or at least rest a bit more. Try to focus on more. Try to focus on, I don't know, just thinking, maybe. I basically don't watch anime by myself anymore because I can't convince myself to sit down and watch shit like that. I mean, though I am not a big fan of the effects of watching too much, we have been enjoying watching it. We ended up watching all of Overlord. Like, previously we watched the first 2 seasons and we're like, this is okay. It hasn't gotten better. The 3rd and 4th season knocked it out of the fucking park, though. Like, they're way better than the 1st and 2nd. In basically every way, apart from the one kind of annoying way of all of his minions basically just sucking him off whenever they're on screen. You know, it kind of gets old. Wish they had more character development as well. They're supposed to be like, I mean, they're NPCs designed by the main character and his friends, but at the same time they just kind of like they get turned into actual people. It feels like a wasted opportunity that none of them really get character development. Not much anyways. Not much that isn't like a gag. Need to pick up a show sometime. I haven't touched anything since I watched Freerun like a couple months ago. Yeah, we've been watching a lot. We ended up just watching all 4 seasons of Overlord over the past like week. Binging Doctor Who. Oh god, that's an eternal binge. Hey Josie, what up? Right now my head kind of feels like it's filled with sludge. Like it's just my thoughts are not flowing very well. Like I mean, I have had a lot of mental changes over the past week. Like, been opening up a lot more to my emotions, which I didn't really realize were kind of getting pushed back. Sort of realized some shit with my former relationship with Raz. I sort of realized like how restricted I felt in everything, and worked through a lot of stuff. It might just be that I'm tired, because everyone else has been doing a hell of a lot better. But I think I may just be experiencing like emotional burnout because of all the shit like that I've been working out. It's been pretty I don't know, like digging into things rather than just letting things flow out that are on the surface. Not the old Doctor Who, only the 2005. Like I said, an eternal binge. There's still like fucking 10 seasons of new shit, and they're all an hour apiece. Wait, are they an hour apiece, or maybe I'm wrong? Doctor Who episodes. I can't remember. Season 4 last night? Wait. You say you weren't watching the old stuff? But I take it that's like the 4th new season? Because like I'm pretty sure they're still laid out in terms of the old stuff. Yeah, I think the lack of clear goal for streaming has been fucking me up for like maintaining interest. Like today it's just a lot of it is the like I don't know what to do, which I haven't been experiencing nearly as much, but I think it's more that if something is in front of me, it's pretty easy. But if I have to search for things, it immediately becomes like 10 times harder. Like search my brain, search my Steam list, whatever. What series from the 2005 series? Let me find a proper number, okay. Rose needs to get rest. But maybe when we're both rested, it might just be better if like Raph will probably take over on Friday if I'm to guess. But maybe me and Rose should like avoid piloting and avoid interacting for the next few days, and then come out and talk about like future stuff. How to get me more enthusiastic with streaming and progress it. Because I think even with rap, she's just down to stream at certain times and like feels good doing it. I feel like I need some sort of goal. I enjoy streaming, but the directionlessness kills me. Season 30 is what I technically finished. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a lot. Like a lot in total. But Rose has been helping all of us figure out ourselves and what we want and what we want in relationships as well. Which is extraordinarily adaptable. And seems to get a lot out of just the things she's doing, which is fair because we tried to make her that way and it succeeded. So she's been shockingly high energy with not many downs. Like her base mood is pretty high. It's really helping even us out because her like undaunted enthusiasm is leaking into us. But she's also taken on a lot of responsibilities, and she's telling us to keep her to them rather than like, she basically doesn't want doubt introduced. She's trying to monitor her energy levels and adjust accordingly, but she has done a lot over the past week. Damn gunky throat. I keep worrying that I'm like that I'm just experiencing the same sort of burnout that old Eris was. But I'm like 90% sure it's mostly because of all the emotional shit that I've been doing and the horny shit that Rose has been doing with a bunch of people. And like our general overstimulation just making things harder and less interesting to do. It's just, oh, and also the weed. To be honest, we haven't been being very moderated about it. Trying to, but not succeeding, and it's kind of causing a lot of mental friction when we think about it. To be honest, just like, we could put it elsewhere, but we don't have any criteria by which we can smoke. And it's been hard to think of those. We've thought about using it as a reward, but the thing is, like, we smoke to work through emotional shit too. Like, we use it as a tool, we also use it as recreation. So maybe we should just switch it exclusively to using it as a tool? I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. It's been confusing. I don't want to just smoke all the time. But we've been smoking a lot. It kind of feels bad to... That kind of feels bad to, but not great for the body. It's not great. I wouldn't call it super bad. I mean, inhaling aerosolized particulates is always not good. But I don't really smoke. Like, we don't smoke a huge amount. Like, it's just we smoke consistently. Like, I think the worst parts of it are the psychological things. Like the crashes afterwards. Because, I mean, it's getting high. You're gonna have a crash no matter what you get high on. Or inhaling aerosolized particulates. Yeah, I like to flex my knowledge, Neb. I know that's something you can't do because you don't have knowledge. But yeah, it's just the emotional burnout from it. It's the getting high and then getting low. I don't know. It's more of my own particular ways of speaking. I like saying things that sound weird or that roll off my tongue in certain ways. And I don't know, it's just pleasing to say stuff like that. Yeah, I think if there's one thing I've worked out already, it's that I definitely need to rest, and so does Rose. I'll make sure she gets rest. I'm not gonna let her like she's been saying try not to worry about it, and we've been trying not to worry about it, and it's been working for the most part, but she needs rest right now, and she should just fucking rest. She keeps like jumping in to talk with people, and she gets a lot less burnt out from doing that too, which is nice. But yeah, I can feel how sluggish her thoughts have been for the past few days. They're similar to mine. Like, we were trying to talk earlier, but both of us just kept forgetting shit and stumbling over words. You're just terminally stupid. Yeah, we know. Should have paid more attention to the ad of the guy in the rented garage with the rented car and probably a rented t-shirt. What the hell? Just try to be accurate in what I'm saying and like accidentally show off, I guess. Remnant from kid me who loves showing off by being hyper specific. Autistic kid moments. Potentially. Absolutely, just take some time off to both of you. I just don't want to like... I don't want to spend long periods of time where I'm not streaming. Old Eris got into this long-term habit of taking days off for like mental health shit. It's just doing that over and over kind of trains you to feel like you're having mental health issues, or trains mental health issues to come up at that specific time because of the consistency and the like associating that with feeling unable to stream and shit like that. So it's just not good to get into a habit of it. And I don't want to push it all off onto Raph. Actually, maybe I shouldn't look at it like that, because she's been streaming without issue and she's been enjoying it. She was actually really looking forward to the last stream. She wanted to stream on Sunday, but we had to delay because we were just too tired. And figured, you know, that thing we talked about, the like, we took the day off on Friday because we needed rest. If we're just gonna do another stream and then another stream immediately after that, that would just negate the benefit. And considering how tired we are now, or at least I am, then the benefit should probably not be negated. I recall when I was a kid and my class was going over symmetry by drawing lines for it, and I looked ahead and spent half the class making sure that there wasn't a single white space in the circle, just so I could tell the teacher I got it right. That's kind of cute. I mean, that's sort of like childhood enthusiasm that most people lose. Actually, that's something that we've something semi-related. We sort of realized the times when we're feeling pretty bad are usually preceded by us not, like, I don't know how to phrase it, us not giving each other affirmation. Like, it'll be a person working for an extended period of time on something they're relatively sure of, and then like slowly losing passion for it, and we've linked that to the lack of affirming each other. So we're gonna try to make it a consistent thing. Like, Sophia and Ram have been dealing with that a lot, those feelings of just kind of fading interest and not feeling like they care about things. And we realized how, I don't know, I can't remember the exact specifics of how we figured it out, but it seems pretty likely that's a big issue, and may have been a big issue for mine and Raz's relationship as well. Since we've noticed how helpful that's been for Raz, since Rose has been her relationship is very interesting. Sorry, I just like I said, I've zonked out. I'm gonna trail off a lot. A weird idea, but would setting yourself a sick day system help? Like, to allow some time off and not letting you come to rely on doing it all the time? What exceptions to be made when something very bad pops up? I don't know. That... I don't think that restricting the time we have off is gonna help. I think that I should just strive to to consistently do it, and if I can't, then I can't. Like, I was able to get going now, despite the fact that I only woke up an hour before the stream, and I'm really out of it, and I didn't know what to do, and I was like thinking I was gonna delay on the start because I just couldn't think of anything like besides just starting the stream. I think I just need to strive to do it and then not beat myself up if I can't. And Rose has been helping a lot with both of them, to be honest. I'm proud of you for managing to start today. Yee. I feel a bit proud of myself too. I mean, it's possible I'll just have to adjust the amount I'm streaming to. I think the biggest thing is just that I need to find some genuine goals for myself. Goals for what I'm doing, goals for stream, like, growth or something like that. Or maybe, say, giving myself homework to complete, or actually Rose potentially giving me homework, like going to other people's streams to see how they do things, and watching our own streams to see where our strengths are and things we need to work on. But for me, I have to kind of beat myself up if I can't. Otherwise, I'll choose not to for extended periods of time, or for periods that I probably could do stuff. For us, especially me, well, no, I guess it's pretty similar for all of us. The beating ourselves up is just about the worst thing we can do, and we tend to, like, I tend to, like, I'll think thoughts that are decently reasonable, but slightly, like, are too pessimistic, and it sends me into a downward trend. So I've been needing to be more mindful of like, what I'm giving voice to. So, like, you know, thinking about a future thing that I expect to not turn out well, for instance. If I'm just looking to the future specifically to see what could go wrong, that's not good. Like, I need to have enthusiasm for that as well, or to temper my expectations, like, upwards a bit. Because if I just keep doing that, it's just gonna lead to me thinking more pessimistically. I shouldn't beat myself up, but I can't pull motivation from much else, as much as I do anyway. Try to think of it like a stopgap. Like, for now, it's what you're doing and it's what works, but not something you should hold on to if you can figure anything else out to do. There's one random thing that I could set as a goal, but it's just kind of boring and bland. If I wanted to start doing RuneScape again, I need to get membership. So getting a premier club like 20 bonds could be a goal. It would give me plenty of just chatty stuff to do on stream, but also it's just making money in RuneScape. Now that me living down here is more or less normalized in my mind, I'm getting lazy again, which is annoying as hell. I managed to clean up the awful mess down here. I'm barely keeping it from going back that direction anymore. I mean, yeah, that's something that's similar to something that we've had to temper our expectations for a lot. All of us, or at least, well, me, Raz, and Raph are all prone to getting overexcited for shit, and then having a big crash after it, like, normalizes. You probably had some, like, early enthusiasm or early drive because of all the crazy shit that happened and the change of scenery and whatnot. So I'd expect that to, like, you were doing something like that was a big project and you got it done, and maintaining it may be harder. Well, you might just be better at doing big things and not as good at maintaining them. It's something we've had to teach ourselves, and it's been a lifelong struggle for old Harris, so cannot do just chatting memes. I don't have enough to talk about. I come in here with my head empty most of the time. It's just, you get into a flow state. Just try it. Just try it and just start talking. You might need people to talk to at the start. I mean, you'll need people to talk to either way, but more at the start. One thing that I found is, like, the biggest inhibitor to me actually doing stream shit is just thinking about it too much, and thinking shit like I don't have enough to talk about is the like big surefire way to make it feel like I can't do it. I would recommend just not even paying attention to those thoughts. Did I crash really? I just went back to my more or less default. So I'm not sure what the fuck is up with my throat, but it's been bad like since last week and not improving. I'm getting annoyed. Maybe we should go to the doctor. Hold on, I'm gonna change my headphones out. Background noise that's making it hard to focus. Already having focus issues. Don't want to degrade my focus even further. It's not like emergency bad. Yeah, well, you should go to the doctor regardless. You know, when you get to an emergency, it's usually because you failed to realize that you needed to go. Like, getting to the emergency point should not be the point at which you go to the doctor. It should be before the emergency point. And if your throat isn't getting better, you may have a bacterial infection or something, which could quickly become an emergency. Without insurance. Right. Is there state insurance there? I can't remember where you live. But like you could still potentially get insurance if you haven't state insurance if you haven't like made above the threshold of money, which is like $5,000 or $6,000 here, I think, a year. Actually, I think it's closer to 10,000 here. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I don't know, I need to sign up for what my job provides, but it's making no sense, so I'm waiting for my sister to help me with that since, oof. Sucks that you have to rely on your sister for this shit. This way Sunday, assuming she doesn't randomly drive half the state away again. Hopefully not. Jeez, I'm already running out of steam. I'm gonna try to get to 2 hours. Just to say I did. You heard that neck crack. I mean, like, I understand not being able to relax, but that is good advice. You should unwind. Otherwise, you're gonna break down over time. People underestimate just how important rest is because we're chronically overworked and look on that as a good thing. Like I've said before, humans are not meant to be working all the fucking time. We need downtime. All animals need a lot of downtime. Sign up as on a 30-day timer and only need to do it the once. Well, hopefully it allows you to get some doctors. There's a primary care doctor that isn't a 40-minute drive away. Jesus. That's fucking rough. is one big benefit of living in a big city, is everything is close together, but, you know, it's also horribly overstimulating. And we haven't really taken advantage of the fact that everything is close together. I did get a new doctor right at the start of COVID, so yeah, wasn't much to choose from. Yeah, that sounds rough. You know, one sign I'm overstimulated is probably the cravings for idle games I've been getting. That usually happens when I've just done way too much. I keep looking at idle games and being like, tasty crack. I love shoveling. I love shoveling hyper refined sugar down my gullet. Love just having a sack of it right next to me. Just pouring raw sugar down my throat. Feel like I might. I mean, Rose has been like slowly. We've all been slowly building up relationships with her, like depending on what we need, and I definitely need someone to like grab me by the collar and pull me away from things. You know, grab me by the collar in more than one way. Just figured out how to describe my throat. Tight and fuckable. It's the dry, almost burning you get from inhaling smoke, but just like short of forcing a cough at all times. That sucks. I hate that feeling so bad. I just clicked how it felt. It's that tickly, like, about to sneeze feeling, but for your throat. I currently have a bit of that because of the smoking. For like over a week now. That sounds frustrating. I don't know how long various throat things usually last, so I can't comment on that. If you get a sudden fever, like a sudden fever and swelling up neck, though, you should go to an urgent care because you might have a bacterial infection, which can be life-threatening. Very annoying. Haven't even smoked since before it started. Yeah, a lot of the times when small health problems develop a fever, that's the danger point. It's like there are plenty of common disorders that cause fevers, but if you have a health problem or suddenly develop a fever out of nowhere, especially if it's accompanied by like redness and swelling somewhere in your body, that's a sign that you've got an infection, which bacterial infections can be very dangerous. Do you have allergies, Esmond? Might be something blooming. It's just off button fighting off infections. Jesus. You and Arthas both have just the worst luck for diseases, allergies, but they present differently usually. Usually get all congested, my eyes burn, minimal throat, anything. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was thinking allergens tend to have different effects depending on how sensitive you are to them, but if you just don't get throat things, then it's unlikely it's an allergen. People do have those, like, tendencies towards experiencing certain symptoms. Anyway, allergy meds knock me out so bad. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I would rather have allergies than well, I guess I wouldn't mind taking allergy pills when I'm gonna sleep or need rest. Yeah, old Eris always had issues with allergy meds. I don't know about me, but I assume I'm similar. It's weird how different the effects of drugs can be on each of us, though. I want to barely keep my eyes open while actively walking somewhere. Honestly, I may just... Raph said she wouldn't mind taking over for me if I couldn't do it, but she wanted me to stick with it and at least do like an hour. I may switch over to her. Yeah, she says she's down. Be similar. The allergy specifically is based on slight genetic differences in how your blood-brain barrier is set up and what exactly chemicals can pass, like the allergy med. Wait. I'm failing to understand. It'd be fuck. Goddamn, pulled out my headphones. Basically, the active ingredient past the blood-brain barrier more/easier. Yeah. What do you mean you'd be similar? Add in 10 seconds. It Rap's a little bit iffy on whether she wants to stream very long, but the allergy med making you tired is almost entirely a product of the physical makeup, not psychological differences. Yeah, it's an allergy med. Why would it be based on psychological differences? Did you think I said that? Said you don't know how it'd affect you compared to old Eris. I think I just got confused. Oh. Yeah, no, we're like, they affect us differently on pretty fundamental levels. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than it just is a different set of... It's just a different set of things. And I don't know if like, those are gonna affect us differently, but alcohol affects us differently. And alcohol is all about chemicals passing the blood-brain barrier. And most of the symptoms are physical. Not sure my brain is functioning today. Yeah, me neither. For me, I mean. Like, we have all sorts of weird different drug effects. We get different psychological responses to different drugs too, but physical ones, like perceptual changes and irritability, and or not irritability. That's a psychological. Like dry mouth. Like one of us will get dry mouth and the other won't. Like, how the fuck does that work? It's really wacky. Is it just their perception of it is different, or is it that their mouth is actually drier? Because we do have other physical things like that. Like Raz gets a lot, like her pits sweat a lot when it's slightly too warm, and I don't sweat at all. Like, I don't sweat until it's like 90 degrees and humid. But Raph sweats when there's like a slight change in temperature. We also seem to have different levels of circulation, just based on how our hands and feet feel in different temperatures. We've got different pain responses too. We've got a lot of different things related to pressure. Like touching things with different pressures. Like Raph is really precise in her pressure application. For me, I'm very accurate, but not precise. It's weird. So like I'll something will fall off a shelf and I'll just like reach over and snatch it out of the air in like a weird angle and grab it perfectly so it doesn't break. She'll just not drop the thing because she knows exactly how everything's moving. When she does drop things, though, she can't respond to them very well. And then Sophia and Rose both have a really low sense of pressure, so they actually like kind of stumble around a lot more, and tend towards like having a loose grip on things. It's bizarre how many little differences like that there are. Just clumsy in almost all ways. Well, hey, if you ever get a second person in your head, you should test out your sensory differences. It's pretty neat to see. It'll be like, I've never experienced this thing before. That was a lot of old Raz and Eris's like early experiences together, was them being like, holy shit, how is this different? It's confusing and new. And I'm moving my head around a lot. I don't know, something I've found myself doing, not sure why, I found myself looking away from the screen to the side and just like thinking while I'm doing other things. And it'll be like while I'm paying attention to an anime or something, I'll just find my attention drifting to the lower left. Well enough, I recall exactly how my perception was different when I was young. That's weird. Actually, Raph said that she thinks she'd actually rather not stream and for us to just end the stream and rest if I need to. Probably a good idea. Don't want to, like, even if it's not going to be very long, I at least did something. Kind of get what you're saying as far as that, because I feel almost entirely different than I did maybe 10 years ago already. See, I don't remember those sorts of things, but I know some people who do a lot, and I mean, actually, Rose has had a ridiculously good memory. So she seems to remember a lot of stuff like that. She can also keep on track with us. Like, we always have issues organizing things in our relationships. Me, Raz, and Raph. Because we'll, like, talk something up a bunch and then forget about it. And she, like, talks it up over a longer time, not as intense, and then tries to implement it immediately, which probably strengthens her memory a hell of a lot. She's trying to get us to do that as well. Well, I guess we're doing it because we're, like, working with her on her own stuff. I used to feel I used to almost just constantly be aware of every tiny little thing. Oh, yeah, I guess we do have a lot of remembering of old sensory stuff, but actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why did I even say that? That is something that I remember a bunch. Because I remember a period of time where, like, my hands and feet were, or, like, my limbs were, like, it constantly felt like I was in a dream. It wasn't dissociation, it was actually sensory problems. But I think I just experienced so much sensory overload and finally had a period of rest that caused all the sensory overload to sort of overflow. Like, I was resting a huge amount from it, but finally my body was, like, shaking off some of the apathy, or my brain was shaking off some of the apathy. How sometimes you can't unsee your nose. It was like that for every sensation. That sounds very autistic. Like, that sounds very, very much like autistic sensory overload. Made my reflexes genuinely amazing, but discouraged actual physical activities. Yeah, that's how it be. That's how I was a lot. Like, when I was doing parkour, I would learn things after, like, 2 repetitions. Really complicated things with specific vaults. As long as I was taught how to do them. Otherwise, it was a lot harder for me to learn how to do them. But then, you know, going outside on a busy road, like, I had to fucking go out in the middle of the night because it was just too loud and bright all the time. Not a sensory issue way, just like all sensation pleasant or otherwise. Even with textures I'd enjoy and find relaxing, I'd never stop being aware of the texture on my skin. Yeah, that very much sounds like autism. Like, that's a pretty look at, like, yeah, I've told you my thoughts on you potentially having it, but that sounds very, very much like autistic symptoms. That constant awareness of sensory information is a pretty defining feature. Nowadays, I end up focusing on one or two very specific sensations and not realizing that I like scratch my leg on something and I'm bleeding. Yeah, that's another presentation of sensory issues. I suspect autism in myself. It seems pretty likely from everything you've said. Okay, yeah, I think I am gonna go. I'm gonna get to 2 hours, but I'm not gonna fret over it. I clearly need rest. And I mean, I needed rest when I was digging into a bunch of the emotional shit, so it's possible I just doubled up too much and haven't been able to recover properly. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna spend the next few days in our head, maybe even over the weekend, and I'm gonna tell Rose to do the same, at least for a few days. Like, this is very much like a Rose being in control of all of us thing, but I seem to be forming a more mutualistic sort of thing, like at telling each other to do things. Hope you can enjoy your rest. I may sub to you after I get my paycheck. Nice, awesome, appreciate it. All right, yeah, I'm gonna head off. I hope people enjoyed. May not have been very long, but I feel like I did get some stuff out and it's helped. Thanks for talking to me. Alrighty, I'm gonna head off now. Bye bye everyone.